yeah, having been through numerous churns over the years of knowing how to manage a situation where you've got to restructure, you have to move people on, you have to hire people.
Yeah.
Most important thing to do is if people know they're being treated fair, and if you know you're trying to look after them, then that's absolutely fine.
You get the best out of it.
Correct. And also, even the ones that moved on afterwards come say to me, "Oh, Paul, you did me a favour."
Yeah.
Didn't think so at the time, but you did
They're in
me.
the wrong place.
Yeah.
So did you have to like a monthly meeting with Branson?
No, because he brought me in. He parachuted me into Virgin Atlantic, and I reported into the commercial director on the board.
Right.
And I got on with the board really, really well. I mean, there were some changes over the years, but they were fantastic. They were very supportive.
Yeah.
I had to demonstrate that I knew what I was doing.
So what did you learn from him?
There's one thing that sticks in my mind. There's one phrase he used. He said to me, he said, Paul, look for the difference.
Right.
He said, we're a differentiated airline. He said, all the other airlines want you to be exactly the same so that the big gorillas can just control you.
Yeah.
He said, we're the people's champion, and in any business, find what your difference is compared to competition. Then what you've got to do, you've got to learn to sell it, and you've got to learn to make money out of it. Because most of the other things are going to be the same.
Yeah.
So in many cases, if you take upper class, for instance, upper class, we'd be charging £500 more than a competition, but you got free limos, you had a fantastic lounge, and so I had to move, transition.
So you're going for like a higher bracket again, aren't you?
Correct.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, the best of the best. Once
Correct.
people have made their money, they want to spend it on themselves. Something.
Yeah. Well, also, and that was the thing. That was interesting. It wasn't just businesses that go business class.
Yeah.
Right. There lots of just wealthy people.
Yeah.
Who actually would
want the best.
And you just got to find them. They want that, but what you've got to do is you've got to find the value proposition for them. In lots of marketing I see today is too focused on price. They fall into the commodity trap, and they don't know how in their sales and marketing to actually distinguish themselves from the competition. And specifically with the rise of low-cost carriers, they've dumbed everything down. Yeah. And some of the big gorillas have tried to.
They've gone for bulk, really, haven't they? They're trading. They're actually trading on volume. They're not trading on margin, are they?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. And where they make their mony, though, is you're just buying a journey. Then you've got to buy your seats. You've got to buy your bags. And so there was a completely new model that came out.
Yeah.
But what they've done is I think they've reconditioned the consumer to accept less.
Yeah.
Whereas at Virgin Atlantic, we were selling service.
Yeah.
We were selling experiences.
Yeah.
And that's where you need to know what you're doing when you're professional salespeople. So
that makes it part of their holiday in the end. If it's a person with money, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. And there's certain things that they want. But as we went into all these different markets, you then have to understand different ways of doing business. You have to understand different cultures.
Different cultures.
Yeah. So again, one of the things I took with me into Virgin Atlantic for Amex was to invest in the people.
Yeah.
And so we went through this massive sales training program. It was actually behavioural change as opposed to just sales. It was behaving in a different way. And I could show you now that every week I get one of my ex-team sending me a message, whatever role they're in now, whatever company, whatever industry, saying, Paul, that's the best thing. I hated you at the time for putting me through that, but it's the best thing you ever did for me. I stand out.
They don't want to hear it, do they?
I stand out head and shoulders above anybody in this business I'm in now because of the background, the training, and I've still got all my notes. I've still got all the documents you gave me. I've still got all the structures, and I use them.
We're back to mentors again, aren't we?
Exactly.